Recording in progress.
Okay, it is December 2nd. I can't believe it's December 2nd. It's just time is flying by. All right, I'm going to say a quick prayer and then we will get started. So, Lord, I just thank you so much for this day, and I thank you for all of these ladies, and I thank you that we were able to gather back, and I pray that everyone had a good Thanksgiving, and I just ask that you continue to be with all of us through this month, and as we learn new things tonight and help it to be clear, and we just ask for your guidance with any technology issues so that the recording will be clear for everyone. And Lord, we do just want to give you thanks and glory that Addie is doing so well, and that she's sleeping through the night and she doesn't have pain. We thank you that you got them to the right doctor and that the surgery was successful and that she's having so much, everything is so much better, Lord. We just thank you for all of that. And just continue to be with all of us. Sometimes this is a difficult time of year and things come up just from everything that's happened. And Lord, we just ask that you just help us have joy through this time and just guide us with our businesses and help us to be a light to our customers. It's in your name we pray. Amen. I don't know if you guys saw Ashley's post, but it was so good about how much better Addie is doing since she had her surgery. Like amazingly better. So that's just such great news. So I was very happy to hear that. So, all right. So I didn't have official accomplishment sheets, but Debbie did send me her sales from Sunday. Her vendor event, the one you did at the church, right, was 502. So very good. Yay. That's good. Were you happy with that? Yeah, you're muted.
I know, but I didn't know if I was going to.
Okay, yeah, and if you're echoey, you don't have to say much. But
no, it just went very well. Everybody really liked it, and we're still talking about it from the church and stuff later. So I had a great time, and I was surprised. So that was great.
Yeah. I know Dawn had an event today. I had an event yesterday, so I'll kind of do those sales next week for sure. But does anyone else have any sales from last week they want to share about or anything? I think a lot of us have a lot of stuff this week. So that's exciting. Very exciting. Just we're in that mode of Christmas, I think, for sure. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but we had a really good month production-wise. So thank you to everybody. Part of it was Meredith and her team really showed up this month. They were like, so that helped, that kind of gave us a boost. I mean, but it was a collective, it was very collective. And so I appreciate everybody. And so Meredith has sold like 200 Mint Bliss for the nursing homes, and so that boosted her a lot on that, and so that was good. So, but just so y'all know, when she did her order, because she ordered that many, they put her order on hold. And so if you do order a lot of one thing, or if you order more than you normally order, they're having fraud issues. They're having issues with people being able to get on, I don't know how it's working, but they're getting on consultants like through their Mary Kay and Touch and placing orders. And I don't think any of y'all have your credit card saved on there, because I don't think the new one was letting us do that. But I would not let your credit card be saved on your Mary Kay and Touch in case something is able to go through, because they're doing large orders, sending it somewhere. Sometimes they're paying for the order themselves, but I don't know what they're doing with the product, and they're maybe thinking they're going to sell it on Amazon, which should be getting shut down. But just FYI, that happens if you order a lot of one thing. They're tagging it because they've had some people have issues. I saw a couple of people, it happened to Karen Crownover on the last day of the month too. Someone got on her, somehow ordered under her name, and it wasn't a valid person. So I don't know how that's working. I don't know. But anyway, just something to be careful about. It's just like everything, I guess. I also wanted to tell y'all, oh, yay. Dawn had a $250 customer appointment last Tuesday night. Booked that one from her holiday open house. Yay, very good. that's always good. 250 is always good for sure. So that's exciting. Thank you for sharing that. And I did want to tell y'all, the last couple of months, Jody and Dawn have been like mainly the people that have posted when we do the emojis and the $100 days, which is fine. Dawn and Jody can continue to be the winners every month. But I was going to tell y'all not to forget to do that if you want to, get a little shout out. I know you're not getting a huge prize, but it's a cup of coffee or, a Diet Coke or something. So anyway, Dawn and Jody I don't know if she posted it yet, but you guys are the winners again this month because you guys were the only ones that posted on there. So don't forget. And if you have trouble finding it, when you go to and I'll double check this, but when you go to the Facebook page, go to the featured. Up at the top it says featured. I'm trying to put it under featured so that you don't have to scroll down and find it, and it'll just be under featured. So I will double check and make sure that the new one is there, because it is hard to find if you don't go there. So definitely do that for sure. But I just wanted to remind everybody, I will do the drawing for the Visa cards tomorrow. We had several people entered in that if you ordered at least 350 wholesale. So I will do that live tomorrow. So that will be exciting. And does anyone else want to share anything good that's happened in the last couple of weeks? Mary Kay or otherwise? Okay, Debbie. Don't forget to unmute.
My sister that was so ill woke up. And she's doing much better. And we were going to pull the thing out and see if she was going to pass. And she woke up before we did that, and she's breathing on her own, not real well, but she had a lot of problems, and they just gave her a lot of stuff. She's got wires coming up her everywhere, but she's sitting up and talking, and she wants to eat now, but she can't really eat yet.
Wow.
Yeah. It's shocking. We were all shocked. The doctor.
Well, I'm glad, Debbie. That's so exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can praise God for that too. Yeah.
That was What was this stuff? I said I had it at church, and I had it in my Mary Kay people, and I'm like, guess prayer works.
Yes, it does. Yeah, that it is. Well, yeah, because you definitely did. Now, is she younger than you or older? Oh, sorry.
She's just a year younger.
Oh, okay.
She also is mentally ill, and so we have a lot of problems with her because she doesn't believe anything we say, and she won't do what we want and stuff. But we're going to hold this over on her now.
Yeah.
We'll do what we tell you or help you with. She won't let us help her.
Yeah.
So, so she's in a nursing home now, but she's still in ICU right now. So she'll be in the hospital for a little while longer and then back to a nursing home. But we didn't even know where she was for 6 months. Because she eluded us. She went to a nursing home and didn't tell us, and we didn't know how to get hold of her or where she went, because they can't tell you from where she lived and stuff. So she's a little pain in the butt, but she's our pain in the butt, so we'll take care of her. And she wants a coat for Christmas. I told her I'd buy her one.
Oh, well, good.
Not that she'll be using the nursing home a lot, but she wanted one, so I'll buy her one.
Yeah. Well, I'm grateful. That's good to know, Debbie. Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Does anyone else have something good? That was kind of like a miracle good. So does anyone else have anything? It doesn't have to be a miracle. It could just be something good that happened the last couple of days or couple of weeks since we haven't been together. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that. Oh, did you have something else? You're muted.
Again. I do have one more thing.
Okay.
I got a new neighbor down the street, and she writes books, and she's a photographer. She works for a company, and she does illustrations. And we're going to do some bartering, and she's going to do a headshot for me and make my business cards for me. And she's going to take pictures of my Mary Kay stuff so that I can do things. And we tried to have a Google Meet test today, which was like, forget it. I'm on Google Meet. We're doing Zoom. Zoom is so much easier. And I said, why didn't you tell me? She said, well, you asked me about doing Google Meet. So that's why I told her. That was a disaster. So we're going to do Zoom, but I had an appointment with her on Friday. And I told her she gets a satin handset, because I gave her a sample. I said, get a hat and handset for that. That was an hour today. That cost me $20.
Yeah.
So it's well worth it. So she's doing real good. So I'm really excited about her because she's real close. And we didn't have to get our things meshes, but that was another kind of like really great thing that I had. But she's showing me how to do things that I have trouble showing how to do. I don't know if everybody knows how to do Zoom, but I mean, from like you know how to do it, but I don't know how to do it from my end to start. And she said, oh, it's easy. I said, well, that's what they said about Google Meet, but it was.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what you got to do.
Yeah. Well, good. Well,
I think that's it for the day.
Yeah, that's really good. Well, thank you for sharing that too. Yeah, it's good to have a good friend, techie neighbor. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Well, all right. I'm going to move on and go through some things that Mary Kay gave us today, just so we're kind of all on the same page. Let me share my screen and go over here to...
Did you want me to do product knowledge, or is that at the end?
You know what? I'm going to have you do it first. You go ahead, Jody. Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I didn't know when you were going to do it.
Well, I usually like y'all to get to do it so you don't feel rushed at the end. So you go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead. This is Jody on product knowledge.
Well, I'm going to try to talk slow so that the echoing that y'all are hearing, you can at least hear me, and it's not just a blur, because if you talk too fast, that echoing is just, you sound like Charlie Brown. So, tonight, when was the last time that you all actually sat down and looked at the entire Miracle Set product sheet? Yeah, so I had a facial a couple of weeks ago, and she was a Miracle Set person, combination oily. And so I pulled up the product sheet for the set and then each individual product as I was talking to her and we were demonstrating it. And I was sitting here reading this and I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about that. That's cool. That information I forgot about. So when Angela asked me to do product knowledge, I thought that's perfect, because I think we all need to visit the set's product fact sheet so that you're aware of not just what each individual product does, but what it does as a set. And it just summarizes it and gives you a little bit more, I don't know, statistic power instead of ingredient power. So I'll just read this off to you. So the Miracle Set, and it is called the Time-Wise Miracle Set, it is reset the pace of skin's visible aging. So it reinforces skin's ability to look its best longer with a 3-step regimen. Just 3 steps. You're going to cleanse. You're going to in the morning you're going to moisturize, and then Day Defender. At night, you're going to cleanse, night recovery, and then moisturize. Okay? So here's some statistics. In one day, hydration is boosted and skin feels soft. In 2 weeks, fine lines start to fade, wrinkles start to soften, and skin's firmness begins to improve. In 4 weeks, the results continue to get better while adding improved radiance, skin texture, and overall appearance. In 5 weeks, the skin's healthy glow is re-energized and skin feels more resilient. After 12 weeks, 98% of panelists had a 37% improvement in the appearance of fine lines. 98%. 98% of panelists had a 51% increase in skin firmness, and 76% of panelists had a 20% improvement of in the appearance of wrinkles. Now that's 98%. Now, if that doesn't impress you, it darn sure is going to impress the people that don't know anything about the product, because there's not very many products on the market that can boast 98%. Okay. Okay, so TimeWise has a 3D complex, and it's also the ABCs of skincare. TimeWise Miracle Set is powered by the 3D complex, which is included in every product, available in specific skin formulas. The set defends the skin from age-accelerating free radicals. It delays the look of premature skin aging with broad-spectrum UVA and UVB protection, and it delivers visible improvement of multiple signs of skin aging. Its scientifically proven, extensively researched, and effective complex provides 3 critical dimensions of skin support. Think of it as the ABCs for the skin: antioxidants, brightening, and collagen. Your antioxidants fight free radicals and accelerate, which are known to accelerate the look of skin aging and is caused by environmental factors. The encapsulated resveratrol found in the 3D complex provides triple antioxidant benefits and is shown to counteract the negative effects of free radicals. It also works in harmony with natural antioxidants and helps to support the skin barrier. What's the new product we just got? Barrier? To rebuild that barrier? This product actually already helps to keep that barrier and strengthened. Antioxidants, brightening or radiance often diminishes when skin is unhealthy or when skin is compromised by sun damage. I raise my hand. That appears as dark spots. Daily SPF and proper skincare will help reinforce the look of radiant, even skin tone. Vitamin B3, well-known brightening superpower, and it targets the look of uneven skin tone. Collagen starts to deplete when we age. As we age, beginning in our 20s, you produce approximately 1% less every year, starting in your 20s. So by supporting skin's natural collagen, you're reinforcing one of its main building blocks that helps keep skin plump and resilient. An age-defying peptide supports skin's natural collagen and elastin, and encapsulated resveratrol supports skin's natural collagen. Okay. So on your product sheet, it also tells you who your target customers are. And your target customers are anybody that used to love the Miracle Set 3D. This is basically, it still has the 3D complex, but anybody that loved the one prior to the 3D, you're going to hit both of those demographics, because you're going to have people that love the 3D. You still get that 3D, that defend, delay, and deliver. And then you got your 2 supplements back, your day and your night. So your old Miracle Set people are going to love this too. And I know I say old, and this has been out, what, 3-4 years now? I mean, maybe longer or less? Yeah. Anyway, so anyone who may be expecting moderate signs of skin aging wants to feel confident and invest in time, and it's at a medium price point as well. So you're going to be able to compete with a lot of your higher dollar or more expensive lines and get better results. I'm done.
Thank you, Jody. That was very good. You know, it is true. You know, we think we know everything about that. And I was using my flip chart several months back, and you know, the flip chart talks about the prickly pear extract and the day solution, you know, and the day time defender and stuff like that. And it is helpful to be able to share all that. But I liked how you summarized it. It was really good. Does anyone have any questions for her on that? I think it's good because it is probably, I mean, for most of us, I mean, I sell more of that than I do repair. I sell both, but probably, it's more of a wide group of people that can use Miracle Set. So thank you very much, Jody. Okay. All right. So we will go with, I'm going to bring this up. Mary Carey and Touch. Y'all can see that okay? Okay, so I wanted to just remind you guys, because this is the month that the e-commerce is going live, and there's a couple of other things I want to point out about it, because they've kind of brought us information in stages. And if you go to Resources and Connect Hub on your Mary Kay and Touch, this gives you everything that you need to know. If you have a current website, then you can go ahead and set up your My Shop now. And then one of the other things I wanted to point out, this is kind of probably for you, Terry. If you are choosing to, you're like, I don't want a My Shop account. What I didn't realize until the last time they were sending us information was that you can also just set up a, let me see where a contact card, which you should be able to do. If you don't have I feel like if you don't have a current website, you can't set up the contact card now, but you'll be able to do that on the 17th. This doesn't give you the full website where they can go, or the full My Shop where they can go shop, but it does give your customers like your basic information, your name, profile picture, phone number, social media, and more, so that they can find you if you're having, current customers look for you. So that is an option as well. They gave us, flyers. There was a first edition, a second edition, and a third edition, which I'll go through some of the stuff from the third edition today. And then soon, they're saying soon, but I couldn't find it on here today yet. But they're going to have some how-to videos. They're going to have how-to videos on the connector, like the consultant connector, because this is how consultants will find you, customers will find you on the internet, or if someone's looking for a consultant, there's going to be a video on that. There's going to be a My Customers how-to video, because the My Customers Plus app will go away, and then it'll be one thing of My Customers that's supposed to work on our phone and on Mary Kay, or on the internet. And then there's going to be a video on how to actually create a sales ticket in My Customers, a new online shopping experience video, and then how to process product replacements, which I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So there should be videos coming. They just say they're going to be right here in the Connect Hub soon. So when I know that they're there, I'll let you know, but that'll give you a little bit more information. What you can do now is, if you have a personal website already, you can go ahead and set up your My Shop and set up your Stripe account. And you do that here as well. It should show up on your first page, but otherwise you can go down here and it says My Shop, and I think it's set up your online shop now is where that is. So you can do that from the Connect Hub if you haven't already done that. So one of the things that they did say today that I didn't have before was, we've talked about, if you do enter your customers' tickets into Mary Kay My Customers already, whether you're doing it through the app or you're doing it on Mary Kay and Touch, you want to make sure this is the deadline for different tickets. So I'm still entering tickets as I'm selling products, and so any tickets that were from November 1st or through November 5th through November 15th, from November 1st through November 15th, you need to have them set a status to completed or archived by December 8th. If you don't, from that time frame, from November 1st to November 15th, you're not going to be able to do anything with those tickets. You're not going to be able to complete them. And they're not going to move over to the new system. So make sure, if you have any tickets out there from November 1st through November 15th, that you have those completed. And then from November 16th through December 16th, you have until December 16th to get those tickets completed. So I've just been trying to, as I enter tickets, just make sure that I complete them right then. So I'm not having to go back and do that. And so those are just for any tickets that you're entering in My Customers Plus or My Customers. So like if you're entering those ahead of time for them to go to your accomplishment sheet, or if you're just entering them for your customers, you'll just want to make sure you keep them. You want to keep them completed or archived, so they'll move over. And the only other thing with the e-commerce that they said, if you have customers that are registered on your website already, their current passwords are not going to work. But when they go in to try to do My Shop, if they were already a registered customer for you, it's going to prompt them to reset their password. So if that's something you want to let those customers know, I was going to look today. I cannot remember if I can go in and look at a report to tell me who's I think I can run a registered customers report under customers. I meant to look at that in case that's something that you want to tell them. And honestly, I never really saw what they saw on their end, but it's saying that they're no longer going to be able to save their credit card on there, which I guess it must have allowed them to do that in the past, just for security. You know, they're not going to be able to do that. Let's see. The other thing, I do not do this, but I know like Dawn uses the My Customers app a lot. If you use the customer sales detail or the customer sales summary reports on the My Customers Plus app, it says to make sure that you review that data before December 16th. And then there's going to be the ability to have those reports. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they have to re-register all of their information, Jody. It just says they have to reset their password. So it just says registered customers. Okay. Your registered customers will not be able to use their current passwords. Be sure to reach out to your customers to let them know they will need to reset their account passwords once they're in the new online shop. Registered customers will be prompted to reset their passwords when they visit your shop. And then it just says an additional step to keep your customers' information safe and secure. They will no longer be able to save their credit card. So it doesn't really say they have to re-enter all their information. I think it's just they have to change their password. But back to those reports like that you can run on My Customers Plus app, those reports will be available at some point on the new system, but I don't think it's going to be right immediate. So I don't know if any of you guys use those. I really don't, but if you do, make just FYI on that. And then just remember that your online shop is free and you do not have to pay for Stripe when you do that. Everything will go down like the evening of December 16th, and then everything is supposed to go live at 9 a.m. on December 17th, Central Time. So we'll see how December 17th flies. The other thing is, and I had not even thought about this thought process, but there's going to be a different process for doing product returns. And it says that, okay, so what happens if a customer orders off your My Shop and you know those products are getting sent directly from Mary Kay and they're not coming out of your inventory even though you get counted for that. It says, and you know they're also changing as of January 1st, our new money back, our satisfaction guarantee is not forever, it's for 1 year from the time you purchase it. They said that we always encourage customers to reach out to their independent beauty consultant first to initiate the return process and ensure a personalized experience. There is not going to, I do not believe there's going to be a new app for, like the way that the old app was, the Mary Kay app. Is that what you're asking me? No. I mean, or are you asking me My Customers Plus? No. There's not going to be an app. They're just saying that the Mary Kay in Touch is supposed to be able to work well on your phone, is what they're saying. So there's not going to be an app like there is My Customers Plus app. So then, anyway, it says on here there's going to be step-by-step guide to help walk you and your customers through the process of returning products, requesting refunds, and processing exchanges. And they're going to get that to us later this month. In cases where a full customer refund is issued, Mary Kay will recoup any associated profits or commissions from the beauty consultant where applicable. So I feel like I'm just going to handle it like I always have, whether they bought it through Mary Kay or not. So, yeah, we'll see. And then this is the other thing you need to know. On My Shop, samples are not added to any My Shop online orders. So I don't think like a customer can choose a sample. And then it says you can continue to add samples if you're doing a CDS order that you initiate. But it says you can continue to add samples, including the look, to CDS orders for a fee. You may add as many as you like. So it sounds like, now we get 2 for free. But it sounds like the way they're wording that you won't. But you can add samples to a CDS order. So you guys need to decide with like regular customers that you might do CDS orders with. Do you want them to just continue to call you for their orders and you CDS it versus them going directly to your My Shop? I mean, it's up to you, however you want to handle that. And then it says on My Customers, the new My Customers platform will offer streamlined experience across all devices so you can manage your business on your time, mobile-friendly access that allows you to easily view, create, and manage your customer records and orders, and a dashboard for My Shop orders and sales tickets orders. And then those reports, customer sales detail and customer sales summary reports will be available in early 2026. So that was just some additional information that I felt like we didn't really know for sure before. So is there any questions at this point? I guess we'll just kind of see what happens. Any other questions? Okay. Oh, Jody's typing. Okay. We'll see what Jody asks before I move on to the next thing. Okay. Yeah, and so there should be, like we said, some of those tutorial videos should be showing up on that Connect Hub this month. When I see that there's any videos out there for you to watch, I will let you know for sure. Oh, yeah, and that's one of the tutorial. That's one of the videos is how that's going to work with the new connector, how they're going to connect people. So hopefully we've just kind of gotten bits and pieces a little bit more at a time, which has kind of been helped me digest it a little bit at a time. So that's good. And if you guys run into any problems with that, let me know. Okay. The other thing is, I don't know if y'all saw this, and some of you guys are not on Instagram, but today only, they're doing a giveaway, and the consultant can get the giveaway too if you're on Instagram. And you can, if you tag your friends on Instagram, it's about the barrier restore. I know Jody did it. I went and did it, and then you can share it as your story. So then you're entered into the drawing, and you can win. You can win too. You can win too if even if you're as a consultant. So when we get off tonight, if you're just like want to go get on Instagram and win, there you go. You can do that. You just go to the Mary Kay US Instagram page and it's there. So, okay. The other thing is just a reminder about Career Conference. I think I've already given you all the dates. I'll probably go to Allen, which is the last weekend of March 27th and 28th. It's March 20th and 21st. There's a career conference in St. Charles, Missouri. So I know that's close to a lot of y'all. And they are actually going to give Salesforce members who set up an online shop, including a Mary Kay Stripe account by February 28th and register and attend Career Conference will receive a special My Shop lanyard. So how exciting is that? I guess they just want to get everybody signed up. And then they're going to, like, if we have at least 3 people attend a career conference and you're in red, then I get to walk across the stage and get a special gift. Yeah, which I think if we're in the same place, you guys would get to go on the stage with me. So that's all I know so far on career conference challenges. Okay. The other thing is, if you want orders to be at your house on time for Christmas, they're saying December 15th is the last day to order. If you, I've sometimes found I can order a little bit past that and be okay, but just FYI. The St. Charles one is March, let me look at, I think it's March 20th and 21st, and you'll be able to sign up for that. Yeah, March 20th and 21st is the St. Charles one, and the registration date for that is February 6th. You can register, and it's going to be $135. Yeah. Yeah, and you can go look under events, as Jody said too. It should be under there, hopefully. And on the events app, I think. I haven't looked to see if it's on there yet, but hopefully it's on there. I mentioned the satisfaction guarantee update starting January 1st, which I don't think is really going to affect us that much. Most of the time we do our returns quickly. But just so you know, in the past we've always said, you can have a product for as long as you have it, and you can return it. Now they need to return it in the first year they bought it, which makes sense that they would do that. So I think it'll be okay. Don't forget that Star Consultant deadline is the 15th of December. And if we have 5, we have 3 so far. If we have 5 stars, then I do a $100 cash drawing. So we're going to do 2 more. I don't know if you guys have logged into Mary Kay in Touch and it came up and brought up a thing about $10.99. You know, you only get a $10.99 from Mary Kay if you've earned commissions, prizes, and gifts of more than $600, or you've purchased 5,000 wholesale or more during the year, the calendar year, or if you've done those things and you don't have your Social Security number on file with Mary Kay, then they have taken withholding. And then even if it didn't hit that amount, then you're going to get a $10.99. But it's now giving you the option just to receive that $10.99 electronically. And so when I got in there, it popped up and said, do you want to get this electronically? And you can sign up for that if you would prefer to do that versus a hard copy if you're one of those people that will get a $10.99. Okay. They did tell me about products changing in February. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a heads up on that. I know they always say it's confidential, but I feel like it's helpful for you guys to manage your inventory, and since they've been making changes, let me see if I can get this one picture to pull up just so you can see the colors. So they're coming out with 3 limited edition lip glosses. And I was going to try to pull up the color, see if I can pull up the colors so you guys can see them. One is rose, one is lilac, and one is cherry. And that is, sometimes this thing doesn't do very good, but let me see if I can get it to pull up. So you guys can see the colors right there. Can you guys kind of see the colors? So they're pretty intense. I mean, they're not light colors. I guess we'll see. So that's a limited edition. And then this was the biggest thing. Okay. They are phasing out Time-Wise Moisture Renewing Gel Mask. So, wanted y'all to know that, but they are replacing that with something. Yay! And it's a regular line item called Mary Kay Hydrating Cream Mask. Retails for $24. And it says, deliver a hydration surge to skin anytime, anywhere with a no rinse Mary Kay Hydrating Cream Mask. Whether you need a quick refresh, a pre-glam glow up, or an overnight reset, the multitasking hero does it all. Packed with superstar moisturizing ingredients like shea butter, glycerin, and hyaluronic acid, this multi-use mask leaves skin feeling nourished and healthy. Hydrates for 12 hours. Skin immediately feels moisturized and smooth, and skin feels calm and looks refreshed. And they will also have samples of this. So it sounds like to me it's similar. Oh, my whole desk is falling. It sounds similar to the other, but like I don't think there's hyaluronic acid in the other one. And so I think they've updated the ingredients and they made it a no rinse product. So, but anyway, just thought I'd tell you that. So that is the regular line product. That's really the only new regular line product. There's those 3 glosses, and then they're bringing back the illuminating bronzers for the spring, and they're bringing back the After Sun replenishing gel for the spring, and we know those. And they look like they're the same bronzers that we had last spring. And they're going to do a little shea bundle, which is a white tea and citrus nourishing hand cream and a white tea and citrus lip balm, and they're just calling it a shea bundle for $28. So I guess like a kind of a good little spring gift thing. They also are phasing out 2 lipsticks, Berry Famous and Berry Couture. So Berry Famous, I think, is a semi-matte, and Berry Couture is a semi-shine, because they said we have crushed berry and apple berry, and those 2 are staying in the line. So they're phasing out those 2 berries. This is interesting, though. They're going to phase out the samples of hot pink lipstick, but they're keeping hot pink in the line. They're just phasing those samples out. And I noticed when I tried to order lip gloss samples the other day that when I tried to order lip gloss samples the other day, I felt like they were phasing out some lip gloss samples, but I haven't seen that on anything. And I don't know, maybe they were just out of them. So anyway, and they also are phasing out the palette powder brush and the palette cheek brush, which they've already phased out. Oh, you couldn't get sales tickets? I ordered some, I think, at the end of the month. Anyway, they're phasing out the palette cheek brush and powder brush, which they already phased out the little eye sponges. And so, but they shouldn't be out of sales tickets. I mean, maybe they were just out, but they haven't phased those out. So hopefully those are back. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. The PCP deadline is early. It's December 11th, which that's next week. And that's for the spring book that doesn't mail until February. But they wanted to do the PCP deadline earlier because of all of the e-commerce changes to the system that's happening on the 17th. So they wanted the PCP deadline to be before that. So once the e-commerce is upgraded and everything's done, they'll go back to a more regular sign-up schedule for PCP. It's been a little weird this last fall, and I think it has to do with the changes they're making to the system. So, any questions about that? Okay, one other thing I want to share with y'all before we go. And I will have your calendar out hopefully tomorrow. I thought I'd get it done today, but it didn't happen. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you guys have seen all these people posting, all of our friends are posting on Facebook. There's something new coming to, let me know. So, there's been a collaboration with, the Pajama Graphics lady, Erin Marlowe. She has collabed with Leah Carta and HDK and Callie and Rachel Bullock. So she's collabed with a bunch of them. Let me see. And they have put together what they're calling, let me see if I can find it here. Let me go to Pajama Graphics. Because you all can get into Pajama Graphics under Go Give. You don't have to pay for this. I have access to more things because I pay for it. But they are doing what they call this new Beauty Insider. And she's collabed with them where they're going to help us, these girls like HDK and Rachel Bond and all the people that are like really great with social media. And and when I talked to the lady at Mary Kay from Sales Development, they really believe this new My Shop and how they're going to do the 30% thing is going to bring about people to come back to Mary Kay that maybe had trouble keeping inventory. They think it could bring about people that really want to do social selling, and so they have created, they're going to create resources to help us with social selling and to help new consultants. And so one of the things, if you go to Pajama Graphics now, which you guys all can have an account on Pajama Graphics for free, and go to the Go Give, there's a whole Beauty Insider social selling guide that Rachel Bond came up with. And it's actually pretty good. I just scanned it. It might be something we go through more in depth in another meeting. But if you're just all about wanting to do it, you can look at it. But she talks about how to do it, what's the time investment, how do you create content, how do you use ChatGPT to help you. Here's an example of a content calendar of what you should be posting. What are your posting frequencies? Sharing and selling, how to make stories work, 50 different prompts for a Beauty Insider. I mean, this is a lot of information if you're wanting to do. And then this is like, what do you do for the first 10 days if you want to do that? So not everybody has to sell this way. It's just if you choose to do that, or if you recruit someone, especially if they're younger, that want to do this. I mean, we have some younger people in our unit that don't want to be on social media. So it's not a for sure thing every time. But if that interests you, that is there. And I've got more resources that I'm going to utilize a little bit more, training new consultants that I've gotten from this that they've shared with directors. And I'm going to I had redone some of our new consultant training, and now I'm going to have to really kind of redo it again because of some of these changes that we're making to the e-commerce and everything. But I need to be able to sell to these new consultants or anybody that we recruit depending on how they want to work. And so I don't know. Mary Kay seems to think we're going to get a whole lot more orders just from people in general on my shop, and because someone doesn't have to be active for that order to go through, they seem to think we're going to have a lot more. So I guess we'll see how it all works out, and we'll have to kind of keep each other up to date and see how that's going once that all happens. But it might make it easier for someone to come in and work Mary Kay if they felt like they didn't have to have inventory. I like that I have inventory. I feel like that's why I get referrals. I feel like that's why my customers are happy, because I can get it to them quickly. But I also have people that don't live here that are my customers. And so, then them being able to use my shop may be a plus for them. So I think it goes both ways. Any thoughts or anything? I don't want to keep you all too long, but what do you guys think about all of that? Any questions? Thoughts? Poor Jody, she's like echoing so much. She's having to type so much. I know, it is a lot of stuff, and the thing is, every time I get a director's memo, which has been once a month, I feel like I have so much to tell y'all, because there's just like changes every time. So one of the things that I heard Jill Davis say in a Voxer is, and I thought, I probably am such a realistic person that I just kind of say it how it is, and I say there's changes. And for some people that's a very negative term, and so she said change that into upgrades. We're upgrading. We're upgrading. And so that might make it feel a little easier to handle. And I'm definitely, because they've given us a little bit of information a little bit at a time, I've been able to digest it, and I can see the pros and cons. So yes, I'm interested in that new hydrating cream mask. I mean, I love that product that we have, but it sounds like this new product is an upgrade to that product, and at least we have something to replace it. So I'm excited about that. And the price point is similar price. It doesn't tell me the ingredients. I'll be able to order them early, but it doesn't give me ingredients yet, other than the hyaluronic acid and it just said those 3 things. It just said shea butter, glycerin, and hyaluronic acid. It said those 3 things, but that wasn't. But not all of them, but those 3. So those should be like the main ingredients, I guess. Shea butter, glycerin, and
Yeah, I can't type fast enough.
I know.
The moisture renewing gel mask did not have hyaluronic acid, but it had the derivative of the hyaluronic acid. So it had the same properties, just a different formulation.
Yeah, and this sounds like it's going to be similar. I mean, it's pretty easy to wear the moisture renewing gel mask, but I don't know that I could wear it under makeup. But it sounds like this one is a no rinse, so it should be simpler. So I do believe it's an upgrade too. I have quite a few moisture renewing gel masks, but I use them a lot. So in fact, I'm going to use it tonight because with all this cold weather, my skin is really dry. Any other comments, concerns, questions? Thanks for listening to all of the stuff. It was a lot. But try to, if you haven't set up your stuff, go to that Connect Hub. And when I see those other tutorial videos, they said they're going to be there soon. When I see those, I'll let you all know so that you can kind of look at those and see. Anything I forgot or missed that y'all can think of? Thank you all for being on. I know we're really happy, Terry, whenever we see you. Yeah. So I hope you all have a great week. I know that we still have other selling opportunities happening, and it's just a busy, busy time. And I will get that calendar out. We will have a meeting every week this month, except for the week of Christmas. We won't. But I think Jody and I decided we would do bingo that last Tuesday of December, which is the 30th. So it'll be kind of like a New Year's bingo. So we will have a meeting that night and have bingo, but we won't have a meeting the week of Christmas. So, yeah, Mrs. Santa is in bed already. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys all have a great week. Thank you for being on. Let me know if you need anything, and I will see you next Tuesday. All right. Talk to you later.